All right, all right. Welcome back to another short tile money topic. We're going to be talking about LED lights today. I have my friend Cameron with me today. How are you doing, Cameron?
Good. Thanks for having me, Luke.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is not your first time on the Tile Money podcast. For those of you who want to hear Cameron's history and kind of how she got into the tile industry, because she comes from the lighting world, it was a great episode about a year ago and some change on March 2nd last year, 2021, episode 131, or excuse me, 138. And we titled that Fusing Industries. So if you haven't watched or listened to that Tile Money podcast, go back and check it out. Hear Cameron's story, hear how she kind of came into the tile world and how she brought her knowledge of lighting. It's kind of funny because when we were doing that podcast, I remember you saying, I am going to dominate the lighting space in the tile world because nobody's really dominating, and I have all this knowledge of my lighting to share with the tile world, and your partner in life is a tiler, so you've done some incredible things in the last 16 months since we first met. Go ahead, tell us what you've been up to and why you're so passionate about lighting. Tell the audience what's going on.
Oh, Luke, thank you so much, and thanks for having me again. The journey from when we last spoke until now, it's just I pinch myself sometimes because it's so awesome. But really, jumping back to that first interview and really what drove me to where we are today was a pitch that I did for a sales meeting in a tile showroom. I had this exclusive product for the tile industry to put into wet rated locations. And I essentially went to the sales pitch, and the salesperson or the buyer for the showroom basically said, your product's great, but no one's going to know how to install it. And he literally framed the tile industry as being an incompetent installers.
Wow.
And for me, like, that was not okay. One, I was rejected. And two, now you're like saying what I'm in is no. So with that, it drove me. It drove me to figure out what is going to be the best product for our trade. And so I found it, had this amazing product, then distributed to myself, and then to the industry. The product, as I look through what other guys have been installing, there's really no comparison. We could have a whole discussion about the comparison of the LED that's now being installed, or that guys have been installing, compared to what I'm releasing in the trade. The product that I have, it's a premium product. It's really for those installers that are maybe working with designers, architects, a higher end or luxury, because those clients are going to want to see a quality product. But it's also for the installers that the one thing that I've grabbed from everyone, or that I've taken from everyone that I've introduced this product to just recently at the coverings, the same feedback as this. Holy cow, this is so cool. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can now I've got this cool, awesome product. How can I help my competent designer, my artisan, these tile guys, how can I help sell their tile job? So that's what I'm doing next. Every tile installer that I sell this light to, they're going to smoke their competitors.
Yeah.
Because this product's so cool.
Yeah.
It's innovative and it's easy to install. And where Big Nikki and I spent time with this was, yeah, our product's cool, but how can these guys service it if LED goes out? Working in the lighting industry, when customers would come in and we would sell fixtures that were only LED integrated, it was a big difference. Well, I can't change the LED light bulb. No, you can't. It's integrated. So for me, knowing that question was going to come up for my consumers, and that would be to my tile guys, hey, what do I do if this goes out? We can't just, So we came up with something that will help our guys, where they're not going to disrupt membranes. They're not going to have to tear out a $10,000, tile install just to reach this light.
That's awesome.
So this LED, like I said, it's a great way to upsell a job. It's a great way, again, just to stand outside from your competitors. And I will tell you, if those people that are installing tape light that you can buy from Home Depot and big box stores, I get it. It's easy to access. It's cheap. But at the end of the day, it's going to cost you so much more if that goes out. Yeah. And it's really not the right product to use it in. It'd be like throwing sand into water and saying, here's your mortar, here's your, it's not even in the same, we're not comparing apples to apples.
So one of the biggest comparisons you say is the fact that you can actually service these LEDs. So you can go in there to your niche. After everything's tiled, you don't have to do any, deconstruction. You just pop it off, open it up, and put in a new LED if it burned out or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
And really, if it's installed correctly, you're not going to have any issues. The only way an LED that I sell that would have any issues, if it's like bent or something is destructive to it, then you'll have issues because you would break the phosphorus in the diodes. The other thing that's really cool about this LED as far as going with a premium product and just kind of like a really cool selling point. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I thought I lost you.
Sorry.
A really good selling point is, think of the psychology of when you're selling a heated floor. Okay. Yeah. Customers at the end of the day, they look forward to, that cozy feeling. Psychologically, it makes them feel good. Okay. There's studies and known facts, the same thing for lighting. When you walk into a space, if it has drab lighting, it's kind of depressing. It doesn't do anything for you. But if you have cool layered lighting in your bathroom where people spend so much time, it's just a space for someone to maybe just relax, a spot even. With that additional lighting, and if it's done right, they are going to really connect. And psychologically, it's going to make them feel good. So who doesn't want to have that afterthought? Man, my tile guy installed this. My floor is heated. It feels good. They look in the shower. That light looks sexy in there. There's so many ways that you can go about selling this from an installer perspective.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what would be the second difference? I mean, I know you said we could spend a lot of time talking about the differences, but in your mind, what's the second biggest difference between yours and just the Amazon cheapos?
Yeah, so the biggest difference is going to be the way that the LED looks once it's installed. I'm sure everyone has seen an under cabinet lighting installation. When they look on either the marble countertop or whatever the countertop is, you see those dots. Or even some of the pictures I've seen of guys taking with the LED, you see the dots all the way across.
Right.
With the LED that we've had manufactured, we have a beautiful diffusion. So it's from end to end, a nice pure light. It almost looks like a saber.
Okay. Yeah.
So like LED, like from a good LED product like we have, whatever space the LED is put in, it's like osmosis. So it's going to fill that space. So you're not going to see shadow. You're not going to see anything weird. The LED light is going to be a lot of the Amazon LED. When we get into the technical part of it, CRI, it's lower than 90. A great LED CRI, which is color rendering index, so how pure and bright it is, we're at 95 and above. Okay.
Off the chart.
Off the chart. Your Kelvin temperatures are really pure and beautiful. You can get Kelvin temperatures that are warm or cool colors. You can also get RGB. And with the RGB, comparatively speaking to Amazon products, they compare about the same because you can control our RGB LED on an app. People love that. Yeah. Another huge comparison for our product compared to an Amazon product is also going to be the longevity of the light engine when you get into LED as it's laid and as it's manufactured. It's the toughest light engine that's on the market. And just like a lot of other industries, the lighting industry, when you go into manufacturing overseas, it's like the wild, wild west. Okay, so there's no regulations. The manufacturer that we buy from, I've been there personally. They follow the regulations. So everything is UL listed, all of the codes. You're not going to have any electrical codes or come up against electrical inspectors because it's not UL listed. Everything that we have, it's UL listed. Some of these other Amazon distributors that I've seen, their UL listing, it says 9 years plus. Okay, 9 years plus what? Nothing, because there's no regulations.
Yeah.
They've got kids probably dropping phosphorus in some of these manufacturers. I mean, it's super inexpensive. The other thing is the way that you control the LED, it's so innovative. So what I'm going to do is I would drop you guys a controller to run this. And that means that you would get a switch, dimmer, driver in one. So less labor on the installer, because your driver, you're not going to have to hide somewhere in the bathroom. You're just going to hire your electrician or sub out your electrician to install this switch, driver, dimmer in one.
Nice.
Because it dims too.
Nice.
So who doesn't like that? I mean, just the innovation and the easy way that we've made to install this from a control system, but then also an install system. You know, the question is, well, is it an electrician that installs, you know, the LED, or is it the tile setter? The tile setter is who would actually install the LED, and then it would be your electrician that would run the controls. Same format as a heated floor for some.
Sure. I love it. I love it. So this is the kind of stuff. So we have tile geeks, right? I mean, some of these tile contractors and tile installers are so geeky and knowledgeable and just dive so deep into their product. The lighting industry is obviously the same way. I mean, you're saying things that I don't really understand, but you're saying them with conviction, and you're saying them with competence and confidence. And what kind of materials, and this is the kind of thing that you can really sell an architect. You can really sell this to a designer. You can really sell this to a homeowner who wants the best.
That's
you go in there. Now, how do you empower me or my audience, the tile installer contractor, to sell your product? What kind of materials do you give them? Do you offer any training? What's going on?
Yeah, so the specification sheets, we can get them to give to their architects and designers. Now, remember, this is something that I want you guys to take confidence into when buying from me. So in my field, whenever I was in lighting, that was the trade that I dealt with. So I worked with the highest of the highest end designers out of Chicago and out of the St. Louis market. So I would actually set up the entire lighting specification sheet for designers, for architects, for residentials and builders. So I know what I'm talking about as far as being able to help, you know, them spec out the correct lighting. I just had an architect that came through, drawings that came through, and I always go through their lighting just because I'm nosy to see what they're doing. And this designer was from Hawaii. The project is here in Michigan. And I saw on her specification sheet that she had LED spec'd out for the niche. And so I went to it and I looked at it. Sure as shit, it was tape light. And I'm like, no. So I just reached out to that designer. I sent her the specifications and she was like, this is amazing. Thank you for sharing this with me. So as far as, you know, my customers who are now all my tile peeps, it's going to be getting them that premium product. I will actually walk through. Big Nikki and I made some videos on how to install, how to kind of do it. They're so 101 and basic, but sometimes we're just going to start from the beginning.
Right.
And then we go through a little video. We're at a job where we install the LED and then we pull it out and we show you how to service it if you have any issues.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lot more, you know, through Palermo Design than you would if you just ordered it off of Amazon. I mean, you are getting the complete package from sales to maintenance if ever needed. I mean, this is great. Tile Friends, this is a good way to stand out, differentiate your business, get into offering lighting with your showers, with your tile work. What kind of applications are you seeing your customers use this in? I mean, obviously we got the shower niches. I mean, a lot of people love that. I've seen you put the LEDs around your shower base, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so the curb, so let me jump back 2 seconds to what you
Sure.
said before the application. So something that I'm working on currently for you guys is I'm gonna have, if you reach out, I'm gonna have like a little brochure or something cool and catchy to send you that you
Mhm.
can give to your clients. And some of you that have large showrooms, if you want to put your name on the LED, I mean, we can do anything. Right
Yeah.
now, the sky's the limit with how I can provide a great product to you guys. But I'm going to get, right now, we're putting together like the sales piece of it, everything that I've talked about for all of the installers. We'll
Mhm.
also have an easy link on our website that you can kind of look through what it is that you need to ask questions, or you can reach out to me. Because the product is so unique and there's not one niche that's the same, it's custom. That's why there's just not a click and buy on our website.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's unique, and it's a premium product.
Nice.
But we will work through something that will at least get you through what size, what Kelvin, and then how you would like to control the LED.
Yeah.
And then
Somebody's
the
asking.
application.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Somebody was asking about the website. It's palermodesigns.com right there on the lower left. And then you're also on Instagram. I wanted to share that. Palermo Design _lighting_tile.
We're on TikTok too, but our TikTok, it's called Palermo Designs Uncut. So
Okay.
it's actually Big Nikki and I, kind of how we go through our process. There's some training videos of us at the gym just kind of unwinding.
Yeah.
There's me like trying to buy, shipping for an overnight and getting aggravated. There's all kinds of fun stuff on the TikTok video too. So it's
Nice.
a little personal and business, but it's just for people to know like who we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then as far as application, to answer your question, so any place that is a wet rated location, because this is IP69, it can be submerged. So I'm sure
Okay. Wow.
some of you have seen the videos. I did a pitch here it was like a Shark Tank in town. And I went out and I had all my LEDs plugged into all of these vases with water, and then I would change the colors. So any application that is water submergible. So if you guys are doing exterior tile or like exterior, even large format,
Sure.
you can put this in that. So it can
Nice.
be exterior too. And then applications for like luxury showers. You could do curb, you can do under the bench, especially if you have a little bit of an angle. So anywhere that you can pull light into, you could do it, as long as it's, in that IP rated area. If you have, a pretty open mind and
Mhm.
you want to spend some time doing a really cool lighting design in your shower, I am more than happy to go through photometrics and really get into the scientific piece of it if that's what someone wants to do, especially if they have like any kind of tile that has depth or 3D movement. I
Mhm.
mean, we can play with this all day long.
I love it.
Lastly, I do want to say, as cool as this product is, so we offer it in those different Kelvin colors, the different lengths, so it can top bend. So you can bend it like this. This is a top bending
Wow.
LED. The other thing is you can do one that's a side bending. So let's say you want to snake something up a wall.
Okay.
But in fall of 2022, we're coming out with an IP69 rated LED that has optics.
Nice. Now, what does
So
that
that
mean?
just means we can change the degree
Hmm.
of the light.
Nice. I like that.
Cool stuff.
That's really cool. Well, listen, if anybody wants to learn more, go to palermodesigns.com. Reach out to Cameron on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok if you're on any of those platforms. She is the real deal. This is the kind of stuff that will set you apart from your competitors. I mean, you bring this to your architects, designers, and homeowners. And this is the kind of stuff that they eat up. I mean, this is an upsell. This is obviously a, custom product. She has a beautiful website. You have a beautiful website.
Thank you.
And if anybody wants to listen to our previous episode
Uh,
where we go a little deeper, and it's fun though, because it's perfect, because you were getting into the industry and you had a lot of questions. Your partner has been in the industry. Nikki's been in the industry, what, 20, 30 years?
20, well, he's not that old, but 22 years. Yeah.
Well, some of these guys were born with a trowel in their hands. So
I know, right? He definitely was. Well, I mean, as far as, I'm bred from entrepreneurs. I've been an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, almost my whole life, but my family was in construction. And that's just, for me, it's so passionate. And I think that, sometimes when there's comments about the LED that people are using, I have a tendency to like jump on there, like, stop using that. And I have said live, on my Instagrams, you guys stop using junk. It's not that like I'm trying to belittle anyone, but I'm so passionate about the lighting, but I'm also more passionate about my customers. Like, I'm on tile jobs all the time. I know what it takes. They're long hours. It's a lot of work. At the end of the day, it's beautiful. And I just want that artisan, that tile, that labor to be illuminated, to show. So for me, I'm passionate about it.
Nice.
Yeah. Lastly, too, for the website, there is a little form that if you fill out, name what it is that you're interested in, then that reaches me as well. And then for anyone that wants a sample, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to get a sample to you. There's a little cost with that, but I'm more than happy to get it out to you.
Nice. Perfect. Well, hopefully we can send some people your way. I really appreciate having you in the industry and your energy and everything you bring to the tile industry. Thanks for your support with Tile Nation and Tile Money through the years, through sponsorship. We had a blast at Coverings.
Yes.
We threw a great party, and we're able to, we used your lighting, the strip, one of your strips in our module there. So a lot of people were looking at it and very impressed. So
yeah, we've had some good conversations since then.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
You guys are awesome. And one of my, just to say how amazing I think that Tile Money and Tile Nation is, for a year, I kept trying to figure out, how can I get to Coverings? My business is small. I'm a small business, like most of us that follow all of you guys. And I knew it's 50,000. It's, I knew how much it cost. And I'm like, Big Nick, I need you to go do 1,500 backsplashes in 2 weeks. Go.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God. So I did all of these pitches, tried to, get some grant funding to support as a WBEC. And it just didn't come to fruition. I have this 6 foot by 9 foot whiteboard, and it was on the top of my list, Coverings, for a year. And then 3 weeks before Coverings, Chris Rachel reaches out. Hey man, we'd like to have your light. And I was just like, this is so amazing. So Luke, thank you. You're awesome. You're the tile guru for sure. And Tile Nation, those guys are awesome. And anyone that's not affiliated with Tile Money or Tile Nation, get on it. Oh, and lastly, if you guys really want to put together a mud wrestling competition at the Mud Fest, I've taken number 1.
Nice.
We did a mud wrestling event. It was actually Jello wrestling event.
Yeah.
Or I used to train. I used to be a competitive cyclist, and I did a fundraiser for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So we raised. It was about $15,000 we raised in Jello wrestling.
Nice. That's a lot of dollars.
Yeah, right. So we do it
we're definitely interested. I wasn't sure if you were joking or not, but if you're serious and you want to help,
joking, it would be fun for an after party. I mean, we'll talk.
Well, mud is an after party.
Yeah, right.
from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Right on, Cameron. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. Tile friends, check out Cameron. Go to the website, see what she's got to offer.
Cool. Thanks, Luke.
You're welcome.